फीफा वर्ल्ड कप के बाद फुटबॉल का सबसे बड़ा टूर्नामेंट है यूरो कप, जिसमें यूरोप की डिफरेंट टीमें पार्टिसिपेट करती हैं और अपना दम लगाती है। इस बार यूरो कप का चैंपियन कौन बन सकता है, कौन सा वो खिलाड़ी हो सकता है जो जीत सकता है गोल्डन बूट? हमारे साथ इंग्लैंड से जुड़ रही हैं स्पोर्ट्स एंकर और जानी मानी एंकर सीमा जायसवाल। उनसे हम बातचीत करेंगे कि इस बार यूरो कप में किसका दावा सबसे ज्यादा मजबूत है। हाय सीमा, हाउ आर यू?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, and as you know that Euro Cup is about to start today. For you it's today, for us it will be tomorrow. So who's the hot favorite team for this Euro Cup 2021?
It's a very good question, Ravish. There are so many, there are 4 contenders, I believe. I think France, you can never look past them because they have such a strong squad. Of course, they won the World Cup back in 2018, and the amount of talent across that squad from front to back is unbelievable. I think they have the strongest squad in the whole tournament. So France, definitely one of the favourites. Portugal, the defending champions, they too have, the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. They've got Ruben Diaz, who was player of the season in the Premier League. Bruno Fernandes, who was fantastic for Man United. João Felix, a number of talented players. Probably a better squad, actually, than they did when they won the Euros in 2016. So you can't look past them. Belgium have a golden generation of players. Right. Resting on the fitness of Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne, they could be contenders. And then, of course, I have to say England. And I really do believe England have a real chance, just because, again, we're in a really good position with English football. Brilliant squad, great crop of players. They're very young. They're the second youngest squad in the whole tournament after Turkey, which means they're not scarred by past tournaments. They're probably going to enter this tournament a little more fearless. And I think it could be a real opportunity for them as well. So 4 teams that I think will be lifting that trophy on July the 11th.
So you talk about France, and do you think that the comeback of Karim Benzema will benefit them in the Euro Cup 2021?
Yeah, I think that it could do. I think that you can never discount how prolific Benzema is. I mean, he was taken off as a precaution during their friendly clash with Bulgaria. Should be available for the first match against Germany. But the Real Madrid star's been recalled, after 6 years? 6 years away. And I think he's poised to play a starring role this summer. He's in fine form. His potential link-up with Mbappe and Griezmann, I mean, that will strike fear into any defenders. So I think this could be his time. And adding this player to the current World Cup champions, wow, that's all I can say. He's a great player, isn't he?
What could we expect from England? Because they have the likes of Rashford, Greenwood, different young players.
Yep. England, they're in a really great place, as I said, a young team.
Yes.
You said, Mason Mount, for example, one of the players that lit up the Premier League this season, and obviously has gone on to win the Champions League. You've got young players like Jack Grealish, who has such natural ability.
Yes.
Phil Foden, well, do you remember the Under-17 World Cup, the first FIFA event that India hosted? And I was the host of it, and it was just such a pleasure.
I was also there, the first inaugural match in Under-17. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And how good was Phil Foden? We all remember him. He was the player of the tournament, do you remember, when England went on to win it? But I think that World Cup, I have so many special memories from being in India during that time, but Phil Foden is one definitely to watch out for this summer as well. And also, under the guidance and tutelage of the likes of Pep Guardiola, we've seen him just come into his own. I think there was a time we all thought that we were his manager and we wanted to decide what was best for him. Should he go? Should he go to another club? But he's now undroppable from this Manchester City team. He really is. He's a starter for them, and he's done so phenomenally well.
So you were talking about the group of death, that is Group F. We have Germany, France, Portugal and Hungary. So which 2 teams will qualify from Group of Death, according to you?
Oh, well, that's a nice, easy question, isn't it? I'm only joking. So, okay, I think, and I mentioned it just now, I think France, you can't look past them just because of the squad depth, and Portugal, the defending champions. I think those 2.
Great. And which player will fetch the Golden Boot award this time? There's so many contenders, but according to you, your pick for the Golden Boot.
My pick. I'm going to have to give you 2. Sorry, I know that's annoying, but I can't pick one. Harry Kane, he got the Golden Boot in 2018. He won the Golden Boot actually in the Premier League, and I think he comes into this tournament in great form and injury-free as well. So he could. But then Ronaldo as well, a strong contender. He's 36 years old. We know he's not going anywhere, but he's in the latter stages of his career. and we could be seeing him at a European Championship for the final time. We don't know. Interestingly enough, Ronaldo was joint top goal scorer at Euro 2012 with Fernando Torres, but Fernando Torres just tipped it because he got it based on minutes played. So with all the trophies and accolades that Ronaldo has, he's never actually outrightly won a Golden Boot at the Euros or at a World Cup. And I don't know if many people know that. So that's definitely one he wants to add to the list.
Seema, this time Eurocup is being organized in different countries of the continent. What will be the impact? And if you talk about it strategy-wise, if you talk about planning, what will be the impact?
Yeah, I mean, it was always a difficult one to plan, especially given the fact that we're in the midst of a global pandemic. I think that the reason UEFA wanted to do it initially was because it's the 60th anniversary of the Euros, and they wanted to stage it across different cities to celebrate that fact. I mean, it's a lovely way to mark the anniversary, but we are all in Europe specifically just about coming through the worst of the pandemic. So hopefully it's a chance for everyone to embrace the tournament, for the host nations to really enjoy it. We're going to see fans back in stadiums. Some stadiums, like in Hungary in the Puskás Stadium, will see full capacity, and others it will be limited capacity. But as long as everyone can embrace it and enjoy it in the safest way possible, then I think it's a tournament that we'll all get to really, really enjoy. And we have to remember that the Euros is still a global event, even though it's in Europe. That's why I'm talking to you right now. Everybody gets to enjoy it from wherever they are in the world. So, yeah, I mean, I think that in terms of the fact that it's across Europe is a really, really lovely way to celebrate it. It's had its challenges, of course, because of the pandemic, but I think UEFA have done the best that they possibly could to strategically make it happen and go ahead still.
Now, Seema, talking about the UEFA Champions League, and last we see the final. Now, 2 English teams were participating in the final, and that was the 3rd time in the UEFA Champions League final. How do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, how incredible was that? I think it emphasises just how strong the standard is in the Premier League, doesn't it? The fact that you had 2 English teams in the final. The Champions League title was one that Pep Guardiola, of course, has come to win at Manchester City. That's what he's been brought in to do. Still hasn't managed it. But what a team he has anyway. I mean, he's just built such a strong team at Manchester City. Tuchel got to the final, didn't he, last season with PSG. So he knows exactly how Pep Guardiola felt this time round. But he managed to go on to win it, which was incredible for him to come in. He'd only been managing the team for, a handful of months, and he managed to win his first trophy so soon. So I think the final itself, I mean, that pass from Mason Mount to Kai Havertz, who then, he was their record signing, right? And for him to score the 1 goal that separated the 2 teams was quite a lovely story. It was sad, actually, that there had to be a loser in a way. I know that's a bit of a cliche, but those 2 teams both deserved to be there. And, yeah, I very much enjoyed the final.
Seema, you are a Chelsea fan, I guess. I have seen your photographs on Instagram.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not Chelsea fan?
Do you know what? I'm not a Chelsea fan. That was actually in support of the Women's Champions League final.
Okay.
And so I was wearing a Chelsea top to support them. But you know what? As a presenter of the Premier League, I like to remain quite neutral because I present all the games and I love the Premier League. I'm so passionate about it. But how lucky am I to be presenting it at a time where there is such strength in so many? I mean, the top 6, we can't even really call it a top 6 anymore because now it's kind of extended into the top 8. We don't know next season where the title's going because there are such strong contenders. And then you get teams that are promoted, like Leeds United, for example, that come up and finish 10th quite comfortably. And, yeah, it's such an exciting time to be part of the Premier League.
Well, I am a Man U fan, and I just want to ask you, how satisfied are you with the performance of Man United this year?
Well, Man United, the thing is, I think, as a fan of Manchester United, that historically there has been so much success attached to this team under the likes of the legend Sir Alex Ferguson. So it's been a real journey for the fans and the journey that they've all really enjoyed up until the point that Sir Alex Ferguson retired. I do think that although the expectations remain high, it's been very difficult for Manchester United to just find their rhythm, to really find, their identity again. And it's obviously chopped and changed managers a few times. But now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to finish second to Manchester City, to make it to the Europa League final, I think United are probably in one of the better places that they've been since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. And if they invest this summer, which I believe that they will, they are strong contenders for next season as well. I mean, Cavani's extended his contract by a year, which I know Manchester United fans are really happy about because of what he adds to that dressing room. You've got Bruno Fernandes, who is an unbelievable player, world-class player. I think he's one to watch out for, actually, in this Portugal side this summer. And then you even have the likes of Greenwood and, you know, Rashford, who I really, really am a big fan of, just for his heroics on and off the pitch. So you've got the makings of a very, very good team. I think it's just a little bit more depth that's needed, and United have the potential to return to those glory days.
Thank you very much, Seema. Thanks for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And, you know, I just wanted to wish everybody out in India all the very best. I know things are really, really tough out there at the moment, and I'm behind you, and I'm just sending you all the love in the world.